Welcome to REELaTVity. On this channel, I'll be doing movie reviews and recommendations from a real-world perspective, done in an immersive way that you hopefully haven't seen before. I also plan on eventually expanding into TV shows and other outlets once the channel begins to grow and I'm able to dedicate myself to it full time. This is the theater room where we'll be doing the reviews. The movie we're going to be reviewing today is Flight. So sit back, relax, and let's get into it. Flight is a 2012 thriller drama from the director of Forrest Gump and Castaway, Robert Zemeckis. The film stars Denzel Washington, Don Cheadle, and Kelly Riley. John Goodman and Bruce Greenwood round out a highly talented and experienced cast. Whip Whitaker, played by Washington, is an experienced airline pilot, but he doesn't take operating a passenger plane carrying hundreds of lives as seriously as he should. His extracurricular activities carry over into his work, putting everyone at risk every time one of his planes leaves the ground. He doesn't seem to care though, and he and his crew have a long history, so perhaps they turn a blind eye to his reckless behavior, especially a particular crew member whose relationship with the captain extends further than it should, as their influence on each other only throws fuel on the fire. But as the plane experiences some technical difficulties, Captain Whitaker is forced to put all his years of experience to the test to try to save the lives of himself and others. And as the plane descends rapidly from thousands of feet, he attempts to pull off a never-before-seen maneuver to avoid definite devastation. Elsewhere in the world, a struggling heroin addict named Nicole, played by Riley, is going through her own struggles, trying to keep a roof over her head while trying to feed her addiction, which of course does not work out as the addiction wins out, and she and Captain Whitaker are set up for a chance meeting after both of their rapid downfalls. After such a catastrophic event, Whitaker is bombarded with a hailstorm of media, investigations, and scrutiny, which cause deep feelings of guilt, feelings that his intoxicated state may have had an effect on the tragedy, a sentiment constantly perpetuated by the media, along with feelings of anxiety as the charges against him carry a heavy sentence. But the way he deals with those emotions is counterproductive to the man he knows he needs to become. And it seems the only way he knows how to cope. And all this stress does is drive him further into substance abuse. The way he sees it, he's supposed to be being celebrated as a hero, not on trial for his life in the court of public opinion. And that's where Hugh Lang comes in. Lang, played by Cheadle, is one of those wonder lawyers who seems to never lose a case. Well, he's got his hands full on this one, as reports have surfaced calling into question the captain's mental state at the time of the flight. So Lang's job is to prove that Whip should still be considered the hero he was originally hailed as, and not the villain he's becoming. Overcome with the weight of it all, Captain Whitaker reaches out to a former acquaintance in Nicole, hoping to spark some semblance of joy in his life, which proved to be successful for a time, as Nicole seems good-hearted and definitely knows struggle with addiction. But her and Whip are on two different paths, and she cannot allow herself to be influenced to slip backwards. So she makes a tough decision for herself and him, knowing it might not be what he wants, but it's what he needs. One of the many things he needs, as the investigation of the pilot is heating up and former crew is now questioned to try to bury Whitaker. Some with feelings of resentment towards the captain, although they would not be alive if it wasn't for him. Meanwhile, his attorney Lang is working his magic, and the outcome looks bright for the captain. All he has to do is stay substance free until his hearing, as it has been set up for him to succeed and be viewed as the hero he is. It sounds simple, right? Wrong. Nothing is ever simple with any addict. They have to hit rock bottom before they want to make whatever change is needed. Sometimes they never get to that place before they lose their life. And Whip is still struggling, even though things seem to be working out in his favor, but still hasn't hit his rock bottom and seems destined to completely destroy the hard work his star attorney has put in instead of accepting responsibility for his actions, but yet wondering why he isn't getting the respect from the people that he feels should be the closest to him. In the end, if he really wants to be free, he learns he's got to face himself and take that responsibility and stop lying to himself and others, because at the end of the day, all that does is create a cycle of excuses and a lack of accountability that will allow you to do anything because it's never your fault. Flight is an excellent film about struggling with addiction, but it's not only about that, it's about public perception and the right to hero worship or vilify a person. It's about accepting accountability for your actions and growing from that. And also, it's about not alienating the people that are trying to help you, whether you see it or not. And lastly, it's about forgiveness all the way around, because unless you've walked in someone's shoes, you don't know what they're going through. And even then, you shouldn't judge, because you never know what's in store for you down the line. My movie ratings and best performance award will be showing next, so continue watching until the end. Subscribe and like if you haven't already, and comments are welcome, as I'll be looking to improve these reviews over time. Thanks for everybody to subscribe so far. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next review.